Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Deus Ex Human Revolution Blind. I'm here exploring the secret FEMA base / concentration camp. And there's a lot of opposition, so it's quite difficult, but I did survive so far, so maybe I'll manage to get through it in one piece after all. And there is a security computer here. Okay. Oh, that's quite an extensive network. Okay, I think I'm actually screwed. Although maybe not.
Access granted.
Yeah, and this should deactivate this very camera in front of me. And this one. So I guess before I use the elevator, which seems to be my actual objective, because it was said that my target is on the level below, I should probably explore the rest of the facility. There's some... I think there are some civilians over here as well, and maybe like administration types or something. Okay, I think I'm going to drop the ammo to check this out. Oh, is it really so large? Oh, replenishes 3 energy cells. Okay, that's definitely useful. I'm going to keep that, even though it's pretty large. Okay. I think there's a guard somewhere around here. Okay, I'll try to break into this room, just because, well, I'm here, so why not? Oh freak, I was actually discovered. I think. I'm pretty certain.
Access granted.
Yeah, that's not optimal. Ah, he saw me through a window. But I guess I can still salvage this situation, because after all, I do intend to knock them all unconscious anyway in the end. I probably shouldn't save, but well, no, I did, so there is that. Ebook, another lecture by Hugh Darrow. Yeah, it talks about the autoimmune response to augmentation, and I guess that creates the need for neuroposin, at least in most of the people. For some reason, Patient X, which I'm still assuming is in fact Jensen himself, is an exception to that. I guess FEMA employees are also fans of the action-packed sequel to the acclaimed Laws of Detroit. Okay, let's hack into that. Oh, okay, I'm definitely kind of intimidated by this, but I do have 4 of those undetectable ones, so wait. Oh, it's too late for that now. I think I might be screwed. Yeah, I'm definitely screwed actually, because there's no way. Okay, maybe I can do it.
Access granted.
Okay, they were talking about the Dutchman before in the courtyard, but I'm still not sure what's the meaning of that. They've failed some kind of a mission, and DMPD would be police department, but what's M in this case? Because DPD would be Detroit Police Department, but DMPD? Maybe Detroit Military Police? But does military police operate in departments? I don't think so, because it's an army structure, not a police structure. Risky from the start. We'll try to find him. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess this is Joseph Manderley. And this is detective. This is that one of those detectives, I guess, from the DPD who were ordered to lock the case in the first place, and now that they have become like discredited because I've broken into the morgue and stolen the hardware of the corpse. Okay, so there are at least 2 people in here, I guess. FEMA official. I think this is clear. Alarm panel. I'm still not sure if the alarm panel prevents the alarm from being raised or if it stops the alarm that's already in progress. Like, the second option definitely makes more sense in universe. Painkillers. Okay. Combat rifle. Don't need that. Okay, let's check this room as well. Oh, it's just a bathroom. Okay, that's a very, very heavily guarded area. Okay, to be honest, I can't exactly be bothered with that amount of guards, so I guess I'll skip this area. I very clearly need to go down. Let me take a look at the map. Yeah, this is just some kind of... I don't know. It might be cells? Well, I probably should check that. It definitely looks like a cell block. You have those catwalks up above, and presumably the cells don't have roofs, or have like a glass roof, so that you can watch the prisoners from above. Frank. Oh. It's just my luck. Yeah, no, the alarm has been raised. Yeah, I'm not sure if this situation is easily salvageable. Probably easier to just reload the save.
Lost visual. Come out, you bastard! Bring him! You can't escape!
They are pretty persistent with shooting at the wall.
Come out, you bastard!
I definitely need to take down the actual sniper.
All systems go. No go! I think someone KO'd me. Keep looking. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they revived.
Stand down. Got away, but stay alert.
They revived the other guy.
I want him.
Yeah, I think this situation is pretty bad, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are cells. They are just not finished. So after all, the camp is still under construction. UN's responsibility. I guess this is talking about the first steps in, yeah, force unbound by the borders of governments. First steps in forming UNATCO. Okay.
That's enough. We lost him. If he shows again, we make sure. Stay alert. If he shows himself again, I want him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if visiting this location
That's enough. We lost him.
was really that worthwhile, but oh well. Operation Field Notes.
Keep searching.
large-scale suppression of civilians during national crisis. Yeah, so that's exactly what FEMA was doing in Deus Ex 1. It makes it impractical to enforce law by the ordinary course of judicial proceedings. So basically, yeah, they want to override every other kind of checks and balances. Specified. Okay. Well, at least I've got an energy bar out of this. Quick. Okay, he's actually pretty clearly visible from most angles. Well, it's probably not the best way to hide his body, but oh well. Okay, a pocket secretary.
Who's there?
Okay, I should probably read it later. So this area is pretty dangerous. Okay, that's one of them. I've got password for something, but with my luck I probably already hacked it. Yeah, and they've already started to compile those lists of people that are going to be arrested upon declaring martial law, which again is something that was expanded upon in Deus Ex 1, so this is laying groundwork for that. Okay, so I think I have explored this and this. I might actually have explored them all, to be honest. Yeah, I've definitely been here, because I've seen the weapon that was dropped by one of the guards before. Read that. Yeah, so I think I'm done with this area, actually. So I will retreat back into the previous place I was in, and finally go into the elevator. Now I'm pretty sure I somehow crossed from, I guess, over here to over here, because the elevator is here, unless this is the elevator no wait, this is the elevator I came in through, and this is the elevator I need to go to. So yeah, I need to go back here. Okay, and this should lead me back to where I already was. I guess I can eat one of those energy bars soon. Yeah, this should be the elevator. Okay, I'll eat one of them. Just in case I need to use the cloak for a longer time. Okay, this room obviously feels somewhat important. Oh, I should look for a way to get inside.
Well, looky here. We got us a Boy Scout.
He must be the one who mucked up my operation at the morgue.
Get rid of him, Barett.
Oh, that's gonna be a pleasure.
Okay. I wonder if there's a way, like, I'm pretty certain he's going to be immune to the tranquilizer. So I wonder if there's any way of defeating him.
You don't look so good, boy.
That doesn't involve killing him. I'm also not sure. Okay, I'm dead. Although I'm also not sure why he took such a long time to kill me in the first place. You would have thought with his idea, I mean with his ability to move unseen the way he did, and standing just behind Jensen, it would be pretty easy for him to straight up kill him. Okay, I can skip that. Apparently, I can't save during this boss fight, which definitely weirded out by. Energy card. Freak. Okay. I'm dead again. I'm definitely curious if it's possible to defeat him without killing him, because I would definitely be interested in that, but knowing my luck and the previous Deus Ex games I've played, he probably has like an auto-destruct mechanism built into him It's usually
Come on out, Greenhorn.
what happened with the previous
Black pineapple kid.
antagonists in Prequels. Okay, so I guess closing in with him
You don't look so good, boy.
is not a good idea. Wait. Well, I guess I have to try and shoot him at least once. Although, as I said, I seriously doubt it's going to do anything. I'll just speed up my failures in post. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Come on out, Greenhorn.
Pretty sure that does nothing.
Damn sheep shot bastard.
Yeah, somehow don't think I can defeat him using this.
Bombs away, Boy Scout. It's my time with you, boy.
Did he just throw a frag grenade under his own feet?
I'm gonna break you
Okay, I'm
in
dead.
half.
Yeah, I think I have to kill him, but to be honest, even then, I'm not sure how to do that. The only weapon I have is a freaking pistol.
Pay for that.
Painkillers.
That's enough.
That's just more ammunition. I'm not sure how that helps me. Is this a... Ah, right. Okay, there was a vent here the entire time. Although I still can't save during the boss battle, so I have a feeling this is going to be a long one, because every time I die, I will have to restart. Because I assume... I guess I can save manually. It's weird. Why would the quick save...
Come on out, Greenhorn.
Why would the quick save be disabled, but the manual save not?
No, son, this is just the way I've always liked it. Mano y mano. One-on-one.
Maybe I can take it, maybe I can turn the security system against him.
Access granted.
Oh, or maybe I can just straight up flee. I could have reprogrammed the turret if I had the proper augmentation, which I guess I could acquire if I really want to, because I have 2 praxis kits, but I'm not sure if that's something I want to pursue in the long run. Like, it's mostly useless to me because most of the time I actually don't want my enemies to die. Okay, anything else to do here? Yeah, I'm still not sure why the quick save is not working properly. It's just straight up weird to me. Shotgun, EMP, frag. I guess I might try throwing EMP grenades at him. He is a mech after all. But they don't incapacitate me, they only drain my energy, so I'm not sure why would they incapacitate him. Yeah, that's... I guess I could even move the turrets if I had the proper aug to activate them. I might have to do that in the end. Still, like, I would prefer not killing him unless I'm 100% sure that I have to. Rick.
Access denied.
Okay, I'll try to hack the other one. Did the turrets activate? I guess so. I could have pointed them at the wall, to be honest, but I think they have a 360 range.
You know, son, this is just the way I've always liked it. Mano y mano. 1-on-1.
Okay, I'm dead because he's standing right next to me and currently shooting at me.
Access granted.
Concussion mines, revolver, shotgun cartridges. A gas canister. Oh, is that a flammable gas or nitrogen? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, what else is there to do? There's still this room, but I'm getting more and more convinced that I'm actually supposed to kill him, which does not make me happy in the slightest.
Access granted.
Okay, there's a vent over here. And there is a security hub. But that will not help me unless I have the proper augmentation, which I don't have, but I might have to acquire it to defeat him. But I have to be resigned to the idea of actually killing him.
Access granted.
Yeah, because I could control the turrets and the bots. Okay, definitely want that. So what would I drop? I guess this is going to be more expensive than the pistol, so I'll drop the pistol. It's still weird that I can't quick save. I almost feel like it's a bug. Maybe the controls have switched or something.
Bastard!
Don't die on me yet. This Boy Scout's got a few questions to ask. Your leader, the one who called you Barett. Who is he? Why is FEMA sending you after Sarif Industries?
FEMA? You think FEMA gives a rat's ass about some rinky-dink biotech corporation's company secrets? You got worse enemies than FEMA.
Yeah? Like who? Who?
Get to Shanghai. Hengsha Court Gardens. Penthouse. Tell him... Tell him Barett sent you straight to hell!
Jensen, what's going on down there? Those soldiers just sticked out like you wouldn't believe.
They see you?
No, I was flying dark in case it got hot. You all right?
I'm fine. Patch me to Sarif.
I'm getting you out of here first. Get to the LZ. I'll pick you up there.
Okay, I definitely feel bad about this whole situation, especially because after I defeated him, he was still alive, and then JC pretty much murdered him in a cutscene, so it's not like I could have stopped that, and it didn't look like... I doubt there was a variation on that. I doubt you could have taken him alive, and to be honest, I don't know which option would make me feel worse. Like, if there was an option to not kill him and I just simply didn't find it, or if there wasn't and the whole game is sort of weird because 90% of the time it gives you the choice, but then when you get to an arbitrary boss fight you suddenly don't have the choice anymore. So yeah, I don't know what to think and feel about it. I definitely feel bad because I wanted to go for a no-kill run, but I'm really not sure what I could have done differently. Like, I've explored all the side rooms, at least I think so, not to mention that in the end he was still alive during the cutscene, and then Jensen killed him on his own without my actual input, so well, it is what it is, I guess. Now, I wonder if I'll get the chance to visit the limb clinic before I go on my next objective, because I would like to buy that praxis kit there. It might not be available later on, and I do have enough money to afford it. I wonder if I can...
Get that shit out my face before I shove it up your ass.
Okay.
Yo, some guy with a scope is watching.
I guess then they don't care what happened at the FEMA base.
You ready to get out of here, Jensen?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, take us back to Sarif Industries.
None too soon if you ask me. Strap in and hold on.
Jensen, I need to speak with you. Meet me in your office right away.
I'd love to, Francis, but I have to debrief Sarif first.
I suppose you could, or you could hear what I have to say and see if that doesn't change things. Pritchard out.
I wonder if I can talk with Malik.
I can't believe it, Jensen. An internment camp smack dab in the middle of Detroit. Shit.
Oh, I guess I can't. Okay, I will go and talk to Pritchard first, just because it might change my options available when talking with Sarif himself. Not to mention, his office is kind of
Time for staff reports. I've never seen Frank this stressed
in
out
the
about
way.
something.
Well, can you blame him? A security breach of this magnitude? It's like our entire network has been violated.
How the hell did they get past the firewall?
I don't know, but he's got a shitload of new coding to do. All the passwords he has to reset? Ooh, ouch.
That's probably why he's so stressed.
No kidding.
Okay. Where is he though? Wait, did he... Ah, in my office. Okay, I took it as my office, but he was talking, so I thought he meant his office. I guess I can't interact with his computer, which makes sense because after all, he's a security expert, so probably wouldn't leave it unlocked, unlike some of the other bozos at this company. Now, my office is over here. And it's on the way to Sarif anyway.
What do you want? As much as I hate to admit it, I need your help. That signal you shut down in DRB territory. It's been active for almost a year.
You're telling me someone outside this company has had access to our network since before the first attack?
I've detected intrusions before and shut them down swiftly every time. But whoever designed this particular algorithm is good. Very good.
You've told Sarif?
See, here's the thing. The intrusions were possible because of a backdoor access into our security system that I never even knew existed.
The one Sanders' team used to get inside our plant.
I've worked here for 7 years, Jensen, and this is the first time I've seen that particular access route. David Sarif created it specifically to bypass the firewall. He's hiding something, and I think you should find out what it is.
Why me?
Because, as far as I can tell, Sarif created that access and was streaming a lot of data through it shortly after your ex-girlfriend suggested he hire you. Don't you have some investigating to do?
So, I guess that brings back my old theory about how maybe Sarif knew about the attack in the first place, and it was actually somehow part of his agenda, but I guess I'll try to get more out of him in conversation.
Excuse me.
Mr. Jensen, isn't it?
Sir, you have that charity dinner?
In a moment, Isaias. I was hoping I might run into you, Mr. Jensen. Bill Taggart.
The founder of the Humanity Front. I know who you are.
Yes. Yes, I imagine you do. As David Sarif's top security man, I imagine you have quite the file on me. But I assure you, Mr. Jensen, I am devastated by recent events.
Really?
I do not support what you and your company are doing to mankind. I believe it's extremely dangerous. But abolishing human enhancement technologies will only be achieved through legal means.
I'll keep that in mind.
This is your first day back since the accident 6 months ago, isn't it?
Sir, we have to go.
What happened to me was no accident.
Oh, my mistake. But it must have been stressful facing down a second incident so soon. I imagine it brought back all kinds of unpleasant memories.
I appreciate your concern, Mr. Taggart, but it was nothing I couldn't handle.
I'm a psychologist, Mr. Jensen. I know when a man is hiding behind words. The flesh may heal, but the mind is not always so resilient. You might want to keep that in mind. Now, if you'll be so kind as to excuse me.
Okay, I'll try questioning him.
I'm curious about something, Mr. Taggart. What is it you hope to accomplish by coming here tonight?
I would think that would be obvious. Your company has been viciously targeted. The violence and bloodshed that's occurred, it must be stopped. But I'm afraid it won't be until men of wisdom and understanding come to an agreement.
About what?
About the future, Mr. Jensen. This enhancement technology threatens to change the course of human evolution, to redefine what it even means to be human. You think governments can afford to let that go unregulated?
You can't stop progress, Mr. Taggart.
Perhaps not. But neither can we afford to sit by and watch it happen on its own. Not when we have the ability, the collective will, and foresight to influence it.
I see. Thank you for illuminating me.
Anytime.
He moves and talks in a pretty strange way. Like he has those almost like tics. He moves his head and hands in a weird way, but that might also be just the animation weirding out.
I'm glad we had a chance to talk, Mr. Jensen. Meeting you has been very informative.
You're Taggart's aide, aren't you? Dr. Isaias Sandoval, isn't it?
No need to play ignorant, Mr. Jensen. I am quite sure you have a file on me that's as thick as the one you have on Mr. Taggart.
You're an outspoken activist in your own right, Dr. Sandoval.
When you have seen the things that I have, you find you have no choice but to stand up and be counted. Frankly, I am surprised an ex-cop like yourself isn't more disturbed by the dangers of this technology.
Augmentations help a lot of people, Doc. Handicapped, war vets.
Yes, but at what cost? My own friend had his life ruined by these so-called enhancements of yours. A man much like you who had no choice but to become augmented. Yet once he was... Too much power can make you do terrible things, Mr. Jensen. I suggest you think long and hard on that.
I'd like to hear more about your friend, Dr. Sandoval. What exactly did he do?
Nothing.
Was he injured in the Gulf?
He went on a rampage in a shopping mall, if you must know. Hoping to be gunned down by the police, rather than face a lifetime battling augmentation addiction.
He was addicted to augments?
They don't talk about it in those corporate brochures of yours, do they? Neuropathy dependency, rejection psychosis, any number of physical and psychological ills have resulted from this technology, and yet we rarely hear a word about them.
I'm sure the literature is out there.
No thanks to the throng of corporate lawyers attempting to stop it.
Your friend, did he succeed? Did he suicide by cop?
No. Bill Taggart talked him down. I am sure you are very busy, Mr. Jensen, as are Mr. Taggart and I.
Just doing my job here, sir. I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Real shame what happened at your factory tonight.
Well,
my condolences.
Again, this sort of brings me back to what I was already talking about, how, and what Hugh Darrow seems to be pointing out in those articles of his, how, like, provided there's a person that already has some psychological problems, sure, he can use the augmentations for a bad cause, or the use of augmentations and the resulting dependency on neuroposin can, influence him to do some bad things. But it's definitely something to consider, especially what he was talking about, how apparently neuroposin can cause psychosis, which seems a pretty hefty side effect. So it's definitely worth exploring, but I wouldn't say it warrants banning the augmentations outright, because after all, if not for them, both Jensen and I guess this friend as well would probably be dead, and if not that, then at the very least bedridden for the rest of their life and dependent on others. So, as I said, I feel like most of the beneficiaries of this technology are actual disabled people at this point, at the very least, because I guess, as I said, there are some people that treat it as almost like a fashion choice, which to me seems crazy, especially when it comes to straight up limbs prosthetics, because they pretty much chop off their own limbs just to exchange them for a cybernetic, supposedly better alternative. That seems insane to me, but still, it's certainly something that's worth having a debate over. But I don't think it should be banned outright. But I guess I'll see where the game takes this whole concept.
Athena, you've been at this company a long time.
I hope that's not a comment about my age, Adam.
No. But I know nothing gets by you. If Sarif had done something that could compromise us.
Mr. Sarif has only the best interests of this company in mind, Adam.
I'm not questioning that.
Aren't you? I've been here since the beginning. I've seen how he built this up from nothing. He cares for his people. He truly believes what we're doing is important, and he would never do anything to jeopardize it.
I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, you shouldn't have. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy.
So maybe he was coerced into doing that. Well, I guess I'll find out eventually. Probably not now. It would be a little too easy.
Boss, we need to talk.
Is something wrong?
I'm not sure. Did you set up a private access route to bypass the company firewall right before you hired me?
What?
Pritchard said someone's been using it to access our system since before the first attack. The security measures he and I set in place never stopped them because we didn't even know the loophole existed.
Oh, I see. Frank's fixed that, though, right?
He has now, but he's wondering why you never mentioned it.
Frank's paranoid, Adam. You know that. Can a busy man forget things once in a while?
You streamed an awful lot of data through that portal, boss. Right before you brought me on board. Pritchard may be paranoid, but I gotta admit, I'm wondering what was in it too.
Yeah, as an ex-cop, I guess you would. But the important thing is you found the hole and plugged it. We're secure now. And the information you uncovered in that FEMA facility may actually help us track these guys. So let's just stay focused on what's important.
Okay, so we'll sometimes try to change the subject here. So I guess he backs down from resistance, but doesn't like to be defied. That seems to be contradictory to me. But I guess it is an attempt.
Adam, are we done here?
It is an attempt to change the subject, so maybe I should refocus, because it says here he has a tendency to back down if resistance is felt. So I think I'll try this one.
I want to, believe me. I want to catch these guys as badly as you do. But that breach is responsible for every security crisis we've had, including today's. If you want me to stop these guys, I need to know what kind of data they've had access to.
You're right, you're right. I'm sorry if I seem evasive. But there's something you're not getting here, Adam. Business is war, with no clear battleground and no rules to keep our enemies honest. In this company, I'm the commander-in-chief, and I have to be ready for anything, and I will do anything to ensure that I am. Now, I hired you because I needed a general I could trust, one who knows how to obey orders.
It seems a little too simplistic to just choose refocus every time, but doesn't like to be defied.
Adam, are we done here?
But I'm not sure if the others are. Well, I'll try this again, although I'm not sure if that's really a good choice, to be honest. As I said, it seems too simplistic.
Boss, I think we're getting sidetracked here. If you want me to win this war for you, I need to know how badly we've been compromised. I need to know what was in that data stream. in case our enemies accessed it.
No, Adam. I am not getting sidetracked. Now, I'm trying to give you a message, but apparently you can't take a hint. I'm sorry to have to break this to you, but frankly, there are a lot of things going on in this company that I can't share with you. Things that are above your pay grade. I like to think of us all as a team, but in the end, I decide who gets trusted with what. This is just one of those times when you'll have to do your job regardless. Megan told me you could handle that when she asked me to hire you. Now prove it to me.
Damn it, I screwed it. I think. Doesn't like to be defied. Now that's weird, because it seems to be contradictory with this one, that he backs down if resistance is felt. It says he doesn't like to be defied.
Adam, are we done here?
Well, I guess I don't really know what I'm doing anyway, so I might try using the pheromones. In the worst case scenario, I just screw it. Now I think he's mostly alpha, I think. I think I remember this getting on the second level, so I guess I'll try this.
Boss, I really don't understand why you're giving me the runaround. When you hired me, I said I'd give you the best I could, but I can't protect us if you keep hamstringing my every move. If you won't level with me and tell me what it is you're hiding, then I'm out of here. I quit.
Adam, wait. You can't leave us. We need you. Now more than ever. All right. Look, the truth is, I set up a confidential data channel for a private investigator, someone who can run covert background checks on people, potential new recruits, like you.
You what?
I had to, Adam. You were a liability, remember? You'd just been fired from SWAT. Now, Megan believed in you, but I had to be sure. Look, I don't want this to come between us. I'll send the files to your computer. You can see for yourself what he dug up. But Adam, you'd better be sure.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes the past should stay in the past. Once you see that data, you can't unring the bell. When you're ready, come back and talk to me. We need to discuss our next move.
Okay, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And I guess I expect the files to contain some revelation about Jensen's status as patient X, maybe? And about the experimentation that was done on him, or maybe about something about his birth parents and the reasons why he was up for adoption. Yeah, neither of his parents are his birth parents. His mother was sterile. Margie Jensen, Arthur Jensen, Adam Jensen. Probability of parentage, 0. Okay, so I already knew that because of the email from the clinic. Okay, so that is definitely more interesting, because it seems that Adam's adoptive parents tried to adopt kids earlier, but were rejected because of his mother's mental illness, and then they suddenly managed to get him somehow. Psych's evaluation following the SWAT incident. Yeah, that's the incident in Mexican town where the police shot someone. Interesting. So it says here that the report mentions like problems with authority, disregard for the chain of command, but then it also says that the report was probably fabricated, so they tried to frame him to make him look like he's incompetent and not fit for service, I guess. Okay, that's more interesting. Although, to be honest, that wasn't as much new information as I would have liked or expected.
Athena tells me you spoke to Sarif. Did he happen to tell you why he made us look like idiots?
I'm handling it.
You can imagine how relieved I am to hear that. I'll tell you what. While you follow any lead Sarif spoon-feeds you, I'm going to do what I should have done in the first place and backtrace that signal.
That's your pride talking. Still, get back to me if you find something.
You meant when?
Pretty sure I didn't.
I kind of... The relationship between Jensen and Pritchard is sort of starting to rub off on me. That's the way you say it, right? I'm starting to like it, what I meant. Like, they are really sarcastic towards each other, and like at first it seems like Pritchard just thinks that Jensen is a dumb brute, but I'm starting to think that in the end he sort of respects him, at least partially. So I'm excited to see where this relationship will go in the future. Okay, but this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save here, and that's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!